This is my Arrows RC Bigfoot. It's a 1.3 meter high wing bush plane then. It does feature a great set of LED lights and flaps, really large wheels also. So let's get this one outside and do a flight on the Bigfoot. Today it's just before sunrise, so it's great just to see the LED lights on this RC plane. I hope the camera can pick them up. It's a really beautiful sky today. And this Bigfoot is, I mean, I might say that this is like one of the absolutely best high wing planes in this size. If you just look at what you can do with this one, I mean, bird flying like this is just a piece of cake. It's so rock steady. There's more or less no wind today, so it's really good. It's really nice to see this plane just becoming a silhouette against this beautiful sky. So I guess among the great features of this RC plane then is, I mean, it's just super agile when you want it, and it's also really docile and with flaps if you like to. So it slows down really well with flaps. And it does also feature a really large wing area on this Bigfoot, so although it isn't like the lightest 1.3 meter wingspan airplane I have, it surely just feels really light and easy to move around in the sky. And as you can see, the LED lights, it's really good to have this nose light and also kind of the traditional like Cessna light on the wingtips and also on the wing. I wish for this one to have a tail light, that would have been really nice. You can make tight turns, just use rudder turns. When you wanna push it just a little bit, just kick in full throttle more or less. So I'm running then on a 4S 2200, which I usually do. This plane is just specified as a 3S RC plane from like the factory. But I also replaced the speed controller inside, so I have an AVN 45 amp. But I rarely use like 100% throttle on 4S batteries on this RC plane. So maybe I usually just max out at 80-85%. Well, when I really do 100%, it's super agile, so I can get a really long flight time also. And as you can see, it rolls just a fantastic roll rate on this RC plane. And if I only could choose like 2 high wing RC planes that would have a really wide flight envelope and do lots of things, I suppose it would be this Bigfoot and also the E-flite Valiant, the 1.3. I wish the Valiant had some sort of LED lights, but the Valiant then on the other hand do have a float mounting point, so that's a good thing. I think that this plane also, with the stickers and design of it, it's really visible in the sky, easy to tell where you're headed. I mean, whatever you do with this RC plane, it doesn't get squirrely, it doesn't really let you down, it just does what you want it to do. Also quite easy to get down, although this wheels then are really rock hard. I think if you do crash operations on this RC plane, yeah, landings, it's no problem. It won't really bounce. So I know some just replace the wheels with rubber wheels, but with grass I don't think it's necessary. I think it's just good as is. You can see, I mean, the wing is just really huge for such a 1.3 meter wingspan RC airplane, then it's a really great lift from this one. So far, I mean, all the stock parts have been working nice. Servos have become jittery. The prop, I mean, it surely works great. It's quite efficient RC airplane also. So even though I have voltage alarm set on the AVN speed controller, I hardly ever get any warnings from the speed control then. So in a way, you have like the FMS Ranger 1.2 meter, then a similar sized RC airplane, which also reminds me of a Cessna 150. But this one is so much more featured with than flaps and LED lights, and also these bush wheels and the agility. I mean, you cannot really compare these two because this one is super agile. You can just go around and do the crazy thing and won't ever let you down. I mean, just go around the sky, just point it in any direction you like, just toss the sticks around, and the plane will keep up with you. And even if you kind of plop it like this, the landing gears are robust, so there are not that much flex to them. But I mean, it surely works just as good as, for instance, like the MAL M7. And it does work better than compared to the X-Fly Glass Star 1.2 meter. I think these landing gears and the wheels, it will bounce less, even though they are really rock hard tires. So totally enjoyable RC airplane, this Bigfoot. When it comes to the Bigfoot, it has to be one of the most absolutely best kind of bush planes there are on the market. It is a good size as 1.3. It is a fantastically featured RC airplane with flaps that do really slow down the RC airplane, with a fantastic, in my opinion, LED light set on this RC airplane, really visible. You have like wing light and also a nose light, and these flashing lights then on the wingtips. So overall, just a fantastic one. Really large wheels, also bush wheels, and these are stiff, but as long as you land on grass, I mean, I think you can really grease landings, so they're not really any worse like than for instance the wheels then that are on the Super Cub PA18 1.3 that I have in behind me. So I think they handle just as great. So the airfield wheels is a really good thing, but I mean, this one just handles great as well. And I could say that the two negative things about this RC airplane, it doesn't come with mount for floats, which would be a really nice thing. Now you can of course just make an additional float mounting point, and you probably could do floats on this RC airplane. And the second thing, I think it's not really, I mean, it could be nice if this would have been more like scale looking, because it does remind me of a Cessna 150, but it's more like a toss around in the air RC airplane and just do real bush flying, and it's certainly more visible in the sky than the Super Cub PA18, which is just almost all white. So I prefer this one because you have like these red parts then, and also this lines then under the RC airplane. And the thing is that this one, it is a really efficient RC airplane. It's specified to do 3S. Now I most often do 4S, and I rarely push the 4S like 100%, so maybe I go like 75-80% per head. I have really good flight time. I do not push the motor too much. I have replaced the speed controller inside, so I have an AVN 45 amp. But even with the stock prop and everything, it's a really efficient RC airplane. I hardly get any telemetry warnings from this one. I can just continue to fly for a long time, and it's a really long ailerons on this RC airplane, huge surface, so it rolls so effortless, this RC airplane, which is really fun. So you can do like snap rolls and I mean, overall, whatever you do with this RC, I mean, if you have flip and inverted, you have enough elevator authority to go up and down and just fly it in any direction, really. And I mean, it slows down so nice. It's a really easy build. Hardly anything bad about this RC plane, except for it could be a better looking one. It could be a float option. But the question is, could this be then the perfect bush plane? Well, it certainly is really close.